Hi everyone, and welcome to part 3 of the subject having a car in Korea. And today we will discuss more about buying and importing a car. So let's start with buying a car. Basically, we can buy a new car from a brand dealership. So you can have either local cars such as Hyundai and Kia, or also imported brands as well. We can also buy used car with a used car dealerships online, which is relatively cheap. But when you buy a used car, you have to be very careful with that, and we will discuss a little bit later in this lesson. Make sure to register your car. You will have different documents for used car and new car, but the registration should be within 14 days, within 2 weeks from your purchase. And usually the registration fees will be around 5% of the cost of the car. So you can calculate the fees once you know how much the car cost. Also, we have taxes. We have a registration tax, as we mentioned, government vehicle tax, which is paid twice a year in June and December. And if you're paying this tax on January every year, the full tax, you can get 10% discount. So that's if you want to pay it in advance. Also, for diesel car, they have a specific tax, which is an environmental tax, and it is paid also twice a year in March and September. And if you pay everything on March, the whole amount, again, you will have a 10% discount. To do your maintenance and repair, you can either go to official or not official repair shops. This is totally depends on your preferences. One thing that I like to mention before buying a used car is please check the registration, and you can check that in the local government office. If the car has any legal issues, any financial issues, and if the owner of the car is indeed the person that you're talking to. Test drive the car and make sure what will be the exact delivery date. Just go to the local vehicle office and just make sure of those things. Now, when we are registering a car, what will we need? So when we are buying a new car, this is the documents that we need for registration. So you can pause the video and take a look at all the details. But what I want to mention is some of the dealerships, they actually give a service to help you with the car registration. Some of them do it for free. Some of them will have extra fees, but it can be quite convenient. So check if you're getting through a dealership, if they can support this service. And for used car, it's similar, and you can pause and see the documents for the used car. If you have any questions about car registration, you can ask them at the allocated tab below. The car registration is done at the district office of the buyer residency. If you're buying a used car, don't go to your owner residency. You have to register it under your district office. Importing a car. Importing a car to Korea can be quite tedious, and overall I would not really recommend it if you don't have to do it. If you do have to do it or you want to do it anyway, here are a couple of things. The car has to be under the same name of the resident. Also, you have to have a residency, your alien registration card, for at least a year. You have to comply with shipping demands. Also, the car needs to pass customs, and it needs usually the original documents, not the copies. After that, you have to register the car, and also you will have to make a local insurance, of course. Now, the imported car related fees might be quite high, not as local car. Also, some shops here in Korea might refuse to give the maintenance or to repair an imported car. So just be aware of that. Now, here are the documents that you need for customs and also for registration of imported car. And again, feel free to pause the video and take a look at all the documents that you need. As I mentioned, taxes for imported car are quite high. It can go up to as 70% of the car value. And this is one of the reasons that people are not really importing car into Korea to use it, and they're actually just buying here, as the local market cars are not that expensive, especially the used cars. This is the end of part 3, and in part 4 we will discuss more about car insurance and insurance companies. So join me at part 4.